All right, as promised, we are live today. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my channel. My name is Chris, and this is We Love Comics. And I went to the post office today, and I got the book that was supposed to be here yesterday, but for some reason, the mail carrier decided to not ring the doorbell or not knock on the door, even though my wife and I were home the whole day. But I have it now, and that's all that matters. So we got a key unboxing. It's another deal I made happen. I want to keep stressing to people, the early bird gets the worm. Make sure you do the things necessary that it takes to do things the right way, of course, to get deals to happen, even if they did not exist. Because this is another comic that I bought from somebody that did not have a best offer. I contacted them with an offer. We went back and forth a little bit, but we came upon a price that ultimately saved me a couple $100. So you got to make things happen. You got to take the chance. You got to be not afraid to contact somebody and do it respectfully, even if they say no. Because I just made another deal last night, where another person had a buy it now, and they actually had an auction and a buy it now. I contacted them about a lower price. They said no. They said they'd be willing to go to a certain price, and I said thank you for that counter offer, but it's a little too high for what I was looking to pay for these comics. I wish you luck in the sale, but if you change your mind, let me know. And they contacted me about 5 minutes later and said, you know what? Let's do it. And they accepted my actual offer because I was ready to walk away if they were not willing to meet the prices that I was looking for. Now, obviously, I'm never going to force anybody to take a price, and I'm not going to make anybody feel bad that they may not want to accept it right away. Each time I'll say, if somebody says, oh, I'm sorry, but I can't accept that price, I'll always reply saying, you know what, don't be sorry, I completely understand. I just thought I'd take the chance to message you. If you change your mind, feel free to contact me at any time. Good luck with your sale. People seem to like that. I have a total of, just this year alone, about now going on 6 to 7 times where I made deals happen that did not exist beforehand. So I want my viewers to start thinking in a different way and not be afraid to contact people, because the worst somebody can say is no. Or they might meet you halfway. You never know, but you're never going to know if you don't try. So here's another one of those times, and as usual, I will do what most people on the comic book quote-unquote community won't do, is not only will I tell you the significance of the book, I'm sure you'll know it when you see it, but I'll tell you what I paid for it. I'm going to tell you what the original price was, what they changed it to, and what I ultimately ended up paying for it. Not backing down, because I'm not afraid to walk away, even if it's a book that I think is something I'd like to acquire. And I'll give you a hint. One of my last major purchases of last year was this same book, but it was graded. So, with that being said, if you look on the bottom of the screen of my AI art, which, by the way, if you want to leave a comment on my AI art, please do. I want to try and do a new character today. I don't want to do the same ones over and over again. But if you look on the bottom of the screen, you'll see scrolling by a couple of different comics. I'm trying to acquire one of those for the first time in my life via trade. I had a whole bunch of comics. I made a video about 3 months ago showing between about 30 and 35 graded comics, which I got graded myself, so you don't have to worry about any comics with the graded companies, controversies going on right now. They were all books of mine that I bought raw and sent in to get graded. But they're books like Hulk 181, Daredevil #1, Amazing Spider-Man 14, books like that I have multiple copies of, so I don't mind trading one or two to be able to get something that financially I couldn't afford right now. And I want to show my viewers that deals can happen if you don't give up. So far I have not had one person since I've been doing this contact me about a trade for one of these books. But to me, I'm not going to be discouraged. If it takes 365 days to finally get somebody this year to contact me, then I don't care about the 364 that failed. Focus on the positive. Don't worry about the negative, even when the negative may outshine number-wise the positive. In a darkened room, a lighted match will always light the way. So with that being said, let's welcome some of the people that are in the live chat. If you've never viewed one of my videos before, I always encourage people to come into the live chat if it's live and leave comments if you're watching it later. And if you go into the live chat at the end of the video, I always do a surprise subscriber shout out. I usually do 2. You don't even have to be a subscriber. And, you know, even if you say you are and you're not, I'm not going to check anyway. It's all about helping the community. You have to be in the live chat during the live stream to be able to get that shout out. So come on in and join the conversations. We got Captain Crunches here first. Always good to see you. One of my moderators and is always here. GT Key Comic, welcome. Brian Norman says, afternoon, Chris. Watching again from work. Just hopefully you're not driving a bus or anything like that or flying a plane. So just don't get yourself in trouble. And we got Giuseppe Ennis. He says, hi, Chris, and hi, everybody. So welcome to these, I would assume, gentlemen, since I looked at my analytics, and 100% of my viewers are male. So I guess it depends on what state. I mean, if you want to identify as something else, hey, you know, whatever, bless you. Not my cup of tea, but anyway, let's get into the actual comic before I put myself in a situation I don't want to be in right now. So we got the video camera about to be turned on. We got the box right here. This is an ungraded book. It is a key book, and like I said in the beginning, I will make sure I do what most people on YouTube do not do, and that's tell you the price, which includes shipping and handling and taxes and everything. You know, because that has to factor into the price of the book. All right, so they put a lot of packing peanuts, and they're going all over the place. So let me just do a little cleaning up, because when you have cats in the house, and I'm sure people with animals can attest to this, these packing peanuts left on the ground, the cats will, well, even a dog or something will eat them or chew on them, and that's a choking hazard. Or children, so always clean up your mess. So here is the book. Raw books inside, it says. I've never seen one like that before. So we got Raw Dogging It comic. Don't put in the comments section what that means, and if you don't know what it means, you know, be happy with your blissful ignorance of that one. Alright, so let's make sure the book is what it said it is. This book took about 3.5 weeks to get here. Oh, I thought that was on the comic. Okay, so there was a price sticker on it that was ripped off. I thought that was torn. Yeah, it looks about the grade they said it would be. They said it was probably about a 6.5. I would say probably a 6 to a 6.5, maybe a 7 wouldn't be out of range. So let's show the book, and I'm going to make this video pretty quick today because I have a situation I'm not just going to get into. Speaking of cats, well, I'll just say really quick, one of the outside cats that I take care of that lives like 3 or 4 houses down the road with a person that lets him stay at their house, they don't put, well, let's just say they don't care for him the way they should. I basically take care of him more, and he might be coming to the end of his life. And I have to see, we're gonna take him to the vet and just do what it takes, and if he has to be put down, it's better than suffering. So that just happened today, so my mind is not exactly in the best place. But let me show the comic, because that's why you're here, not for that stuff. We got 5 people liking it out of 11, so thank you. Almost half the people watching have been kind enough to hit the like button. Here is the book. And we got Werewolf by Night 32. First appearance of Moon Knight, which is actually more valuable than Werewolf by Night, which is ironic. But I had a couple of copies of this book. I sold the majority of them at certain times. I just got one. I think it's actually a CGC 6.5 at the end of last year. And I think I paid about $900 and something, which is a pretty good price for graded. This is ungraded. Now, it does have like 3 or 4, maybe 5 spine ticks. Very small, like 1/4 of an inch. There is a tiny little color breaking crease at the top. Again, maybe 1/4 of an inch to 1/8 of an inch. And then about an inch wide color break there. That would still qualify in the 6.5 range if there's nothing else wrong with it. when I saw this, I actually thought it was on the comic, but as you could see, it's actually on the bag. So there was some kind of the same thing here. That's on the bag, not on the actual comic. Now, to tell you the price and the deal. This person originally had this listed at $750. Now, for a book that's ungraded, just because a person said it's a 6.5, and maybe they had it graded, they took it out of the case, I don't know. But you never know if a grade is going to be what somebody says. So they originally had it for $750. Then they changed it to $600. And I contacted them. And ultimately, they agreed to a price of $450 for this book. Now, with shipping and handling, because they charged about $18 to ship it, but it arrived safely, so I don't care about the prices. You know, if somebody charges me $18 shipping and puts it in a manila envelope, I'm going to have a problem with that. But if somebody's going to charge me about probably a little bit more than what this costs, depending on where they sent it, as long as it's protected and packaged well, I do not mind it. So, for $450, they charged me like $18 and change for shipping and handling. For a raw book, that's kind of high, but again, you know, they put it in a big box, so I can see it's still warranted. And with eBay taxes, it came out to $499.74. Now, I'll have to open the book and check it out, but the colors on this book are great. Like I said, there's maybe 4 or 5 tiny little spine ticks. You can have that with mid-grade, upper mid-grade books. So obviously it's not going to be a 9.8. Constipated in the City says, hey Chris, do you know about lemonade per insurance? You can get multiple pets for $75 every 6 months. Well, the problem with that is I take care of about 25 stray cats, and I took in, well, I already had 1 cat, but 4 more. So I'm taking care of on any given day, between 20 and 25 to up to 30 stray cats twice a day, every day. So with me being out of work and my funds limited, it makes it difficult to do something like that. And I know some people say, oh, you're spending your money on comics. Well, these to me, not only are they enjoyment, they're also investments. So we can have a future. I want to make sure if I don't live long, that my wife has things that she could fall back on and never have to worry. So the little money I get in, I put towards comic books and food, and that's it. I haven't bought myself anything in years because I want to make sure my wife is taken care of. My money goes into either stocks or precious metals or like bitcoins and other alternative coins, but mostly comics because, you know, I do enjoy collecting comics. So it's the benefit of the enjoyment, but it's also being able to have, you know, financial situations where I don't need to have a regular 9-to-5 job anymore. I don't want it. So $450 was the agreed upon price. It came out to $499.74 altogether. I appreciate Constipated mentioning that. It's just, you know, I'm doing what no one else in this entire neighborhood will do. I lost one of the outside cats because somebody shot it with a BB gun. I mean, there are some sick people in the world. I remember one day somebody was just walking down the street, and this stray cat comes out of nowhere, tail straight up, walking up to this lady, like meowing, like it definitely wanted food, or at least, the very least, attention. And the person kept walking, like not even acknowledging that the cat was there, and just kept walking on. Me, I can't do that. And that's why I literally am out there twice a day, every day, rain or shine, whether I'm sick or not, feeding these cats. I've also made sure they all got fixed so they're not continuing to escalate the situation. Most people just do nothing but complain in life. And I tell people it's like somebody looking out out in their front yard, and they see their lawn, and the lawn is overgrown and looks disgusting, and they complain how bad the grass is and how long the grass is, but won't ever go out and mow it. So what do you think happens to that grass if all you do is complain about it and you don't fix it? It gets worse and worse and worse. So I have taken the time over these years to not only feed them and keep them from becoming wild feral cats. I've saved, my wife and I have saved at least 4 cats from dying, because they were dying, and we took them to the vets on our own expense and saved their lives. Another one we had to put down, unfortunately, because it was suffering, and it had liver failure. And if you have an animal that has that, it's not a fun way to go. So, as much as there's a emotional burden to have to experience that and have these connections, to me it's a no-brainer to do, but it does take a heavy toll. But you know, in this world, most people care more about themselves than anybody else. So collecting these comics is probably, I mean, outside of being with my wife, obviously, but is the cats and the comics are the only real joy in this life that I have. And that's why I love collecting the comics, because it's one of the few things that I can actually get for myself that brings enjoyment with all the other things around me that I'm trying to take care of. It's a good crutch to lean on, shall we say. And because of that, I can end up, you know, making investments. If I need to have a bill paid, I can turn around and sell some of the comics. And that's one of the reasons why I tell people all the time, get multiple copies of comics. So if you ever have to trade them, or if you ever have to sell one, you can trade or sell 1 or 2, or no matter how many you have, and still have one left over. So you don't have that seller's remorse. Because I know so many people, because of situations in their life, whether a bill had to be paid, or somebody ended up in the hospital, or what situation just arises where they have to sell something they love, and even though they hate doing it and they regret the actual sale, sometimes you have no choice. And that's one of the beautiful things about something like comic books. They can give you the enjoyment of looking at the art or reading the story and actually have value. I mean, to me, I would rather buy a comic book that has potential investment than go out drinking and partying. Because once you spend all that money drinking and partying, yeah, you had fun for a little while, but then it's done, and you get nothing back but probably a hangover. And I know there are plenty of people that might agree with me with this kind of stuff, or maybe just never saw it that way. You know, to me, this brings enjoyment to get these deals and be able to work these deals without being demanding, without being, you know, with an attitude or being rude or just giving up. Being very respectful, very kind, wishing the people luck, saying to them, you know, if you change your mind, please don't hesitate to contact me. So this book was originally listed at $750. They brought it down to $600. They accepted my offer of $450, and they didn't even have a best offer. So I made the deal happen. Now, this could come back a 5.5. It could come back a 6.0. It might come back a 7.0. I'll know when I get it graded. But I know for $499, if it stays above a 5, that's a good deal. It makes me happy that I was able to acquire that deal. It gives me security of knowing that at the very least, I can sell this get my money back easily and make a profit at best scenario. But even at the worst case scenario, even if I ended up, because maybe Moon Knight gets horrible and people don't want it anymore and I lose money, I still get something back. You know, if you have a stock that goes to 0, you lose everything. You know, if you went out clubbing all your life, all that money is gone. You're smoking, you don't get any of that money back. So I know there are plenty of people that have comics. Yes, they love to read them. Some of them love them just for the art. Some people collect them because of the nostalgia. And there is a large community that will invest in comics for a financial or potential financial ability to support themselves. You know, no super millionaire is buying up all these comics so they can make money off them. Well, I mean, they might, but they're probably buying them more for enjoyment. I think the majority of people, especially the ones that watch my channel, they're buying them and trying to make some money because maybe they don't have enough to make ends meet. Maybe they have to live with their parents because they can't afford to buy a home. Maybe their bills are piling up because their credit card fees are going through the roof, and they need something of enjoyment to actually maybe get them out of a hole. There's no wrong way to collect comics. And if anybody tells you otherwise, that's just pure arrogance and not somebody you should really listen to. If you love to read them and that's it, that's great. If you love them just because of the artwork, that's great. And if you love them because you can buy them at a certain price and sell them at a certain price and be able to pay some bills to help you and your family, there is nothing wrong with that. There's no shame in that. Because what's the difference between selling a comic book and selling a stock? It's the stigma that people put on things. I remember when I was younger and I told people that I was dating, obviously before I got married, that I collected comic books, and some of the girls that I was dating were like, "You're a grown man, you're collecting comics?" But those comics got me to move to Florida, where I bought a house cash. And that was just selling not even my A-game comics to do it. So never be ashamed of what you do, no matter what anybody else thinks. And if you have people in this community that are going to put you down because you do something different from what everybody else does, that is not a good person. Or at least they're not a good person to follow. So hopefully it gets people to think differently and make deals happen. So I got more coming. And anytime I make a little money from selling a comic book or ending up a random DJ job that somebody asked me for, because I got 2 DJ jobs coming, but they're not until like April and May, but there'll be decent money coming. I'm going to keep doing this as an investment, and I know that if I was to drop dead tomorrow, I've got a collection that my wife could turn around and would never have to worry about a bill again, because I paid for this house. It's not Trump Tower, but it's paid for. And if I drop dead tomorrow, she could turn around and sell my entire collection and never have to work again. Now, obviously, she's not going to be a millionaire, but she'll be taken care of. And that's why I do it. So to the hater people out there that want to trash people like me and many others that sell comics or buy them for investments, sometimes you got to put yourself in other people's shoes. And the arrogance and the audacity of some people to judge somebody else without knowing their situation in life, let's just say I'm glad I'm not them. And you should be too. So, said I wasn't going to rant, and as usual you get an extra rant free of charge. See, I don't have to go and open a Patreon account to get people to pay money to watch these kind of things. I don't think anybody ever would anyway, because I believe all information should be free. So if you want to learn my tricks in how I win on eBay and stuff, there's a video here for it absolutely free. You just got to search it. But if you ever want to join my Patreon to help support me with the situations, because I promise you, any money that's given towards my channel for support goes to one of 2 things. Either comic books or helping me keep a whole bunch of cats outside that have no homes and have no family happy. So, thank you so much for listening. I would love to hear what you thought about this price. Again, this person did not have a best offer. Was originally selling it for $750 plus shipping and taxes. So that would have probably been over $800 it would have cost in the end. With shipping and handling and taxes, I paid $499.74 for what looks like at least a 6.0, between like a 6 and a 7, just by looking at it. But of course, I will open it up and check. So next month, you can be rest assured that book is going to get graded. So thank you so much for watching. Out of the 18 people that were kind enough to stick around and listen to me ramble on, 8 of you hit the like button. So thank you to those that cared enough to do that. And let's do today's surprise subscriber shout-outs. We're going to go with Sam. And we're going to go with Ronnie and Rascal Superdog. Both of you are today's surprise subscriber shout-outs. So if you want to post in the comment section once this video uploads, If you want to post a link to either a specific video of yours or to your YouTube channel if you make videos, please do that. If you don't and you'd rather have one of your social networks shared, you could post a link to one of those instead. Or if you don't have that or would prefer to share a link to something that you sell on eBay or Amazon or wherever, and it doesn't even have to be a comic book. It could be, as long as it's kid friendly, I have no problem helping somebody else maybe get an extra view, an extra like, an extra subscription, or an extra sale. Because that's what community is supposed to be about, helping one another. So keep in mind, if you were picked for the surprise subscriber shout out, I'm not going to check if you're a subscribed person or not. If you are, that's great. If not, that's perfectly fine. I respect your viewership at the very least and taking the time to post a comment. But keep in mind, any links that are put in the comment section will not show up when you enter it, because it'll go directly into spam for me to verify. This keeps any troll or anybody trying to spam my channel and take advantage of my kindness, and I'm not saying my surprise subscriber shoutouts are. There are other people that will just go to random videos and post spam garbage. So if you see a link in the comment section, it means it was verified by me. Go support the community, because you never know. There might be a person out there that's been on YouTube for 5-6 years, has 25 subscribers with maybe 3 views, and would love to see a comment from somebody. Go make somebody's day. There's enough people in the world making people's day worse. Let's make it better. Support the community and make it a real community. So thank you so much. And don't forget, guys, Saturday afternoon on the 27th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, I am being interviewed by another channel. I'm looking forward to it. The channel's name is The Comic Book G-Man. I posted a link in the one of my latest posts. So you know the section, if you go to my channel and you'll see where it says, you know, videos and live, go to posts, and you'll see one that I did a couple of days ago, posting the link to the video. Go subscribe to the person, hit the like button, leave a comment, help the community grow, and I hope you'll be there to see it. I don't know what the topic's going to be about. I don't want to have anything pre-planned. I am a off-the-cuff kind of person, so I'm looking forward to it. And it's the first person that wanted to interview me in God knows how long, and it's appreciated. So thank you to everybody that took the time to watch, to hit that like button, and I look forward to reading your comments if you're kind enough to take the time to do so. So with that being said, I'm going to go check on that, see if I can find that cat again, see if he's doing all right, and we'll see where it's supposed to go. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, it's not you, it is not I, it is We Love Comics. If you know anybody that has any of the books listed on the screen that's scrolling by right now, I'm looking to do a trade. Let's make it happen if you can help me with anybody that you know that might be interested in doing a trade with me. I would love to acquire one of those books on the screen and show people that you can make things happen without having thousands of dollars to be able to buy something. You could do a trade, you could do work, you could do whatever your mind can think of. And, you know, if my channel is anything, it's hopefully having people think in a different way and a more positive way. Have a great day, everybody. Much love to you all. Be safe.